I am Supergirl.
Director Henshaw.
General Lane, what can I do for Army intelligence?
I need you to approve an immediate transfer, a member of your field unit to my command.
Really? Who would that be?
The lady in red.
Nagasaki, Yokohama, here we go. What is it do to die today? A minute or two till 2. A thing that's maybe hard to say, but harder still to do. The beat of 2 at 22, with the rats attack the 2, the dragon will come when he hears the drum in a minute or 2 till 2 today, in a minute or 2 till 2. Bebop, bebop, t-t-t, bebop, bebop, t-t-t, bebop, bebop, t-t-t, sa. Unique nerd, unique nerd, unique nerd, unique nerd. Woo, whoa, whoa, wow, woo, whoa, whoa, wow, woo, whoa, whoa, wow, woo, whoa, whoa, wow.
Let's do a 165. We got camera rolling tonight. Let's do a 165. Put your creative butts on camera. 165 is a pun game. And the format is this. Say, for example, we're going to choose a noun. And if that noun were pencils, you would say 165 pencils walk into the bar. The bartender says, I can't serve 165 pencils. The pencils reply by saying, that's not what we heard out on the street. Obviously, we've been misled. The pencil pun. All right, see what I did there? Okay, we need a noun. What is it?
Fruits.
What is it?
Fruits.
Fruits.
165 oranges walk into the bar, and he says, hey, we want to get drunk. And they say, we can't serve you. And he says, why not? He says, because you're oranges. And he says, well, aren't you glad we're going to go to the bar next door?
165 melons walk into the bar, and the bartender says, I can't serve 165 melons. And the melons say, we're not here for alcohol anyway, we'd simply like to get married. The bartender says, why would you like to get married? And they say, because we can't elope.
Hey guys, Austin St. John. I played Jason, the original Red Ranger from the 93 hit TV series Power Rangers, amongst other things. Today I wanted to do a video with one of my favorite people on the planet, a man who, where is he? I don't know, but this guy, that guy, Mr. Glenn Morshower, never fails to teach me sometimes the greatest nuance, the smallest nuance, which makes the greatest difference. I'm here at your acting studio. I'm gonna let you introduce this whole bit. If you don't know who Glenn is, CSI, 24, Transformers, and another 200 credits after it, everywhere.
This is where I deal with the dark shit. Decepticons seem just as interested in these structures as we are. Pred snapped this in Siberia. He's been seen at all 6 Horn locations around the world. ID confirmed. Megatron. And get this, he made contact with TRF. Snatched up 2 CIA case officers, said he wants to negotiate.
With him? What the hell does he want?
Certain alien associates of his released.
Scheduled contact is ID'd and cleared.
Confirmation hostages are clear.
The Department of Justice has okayed it so long as the U.S. military watches his every move. You're going to be on point because he is not our friend. We've made deals with the devil before during times of crisis. If we're going to get through this, we have got to open the door and let the monsters inside. There's a weapon out there of unimaginable power, a threat to our very existence, and Megatron can lead us to it.
You wanted to see me?
No. He did. In my opinion, it's wholly inappropriate for a third-year resident to attend a meeting between the CEO and the chairman of the board.
We're discussing recent unfortunate events at Chastain. Residents are on the front line of patient care. I want my son's input.
The Emmys mark the start of award season here in Hollywood, and while, you know, there are hundreds of performers who do get nominated and honored, there are many, many more who get snubbed, who get no recognition. And tonight, I would like to shine a light on a group that's been ignored for, I think, far too long. These are actors whose faces you know immediately, but whose names you don't. The people who, when you see them, you say, hey, it's that guy from that show. And with that said, it is time that we salute those unsung heroes with the first ever The Guy from That Show Award. Our next nominee is this gentleman. Now, I recognize you instantly. You're like a dad in everything. I think I've seen you more than my own dad, and yet your name is a complete mystery. I have no clue of what it is. Does it start with a B? Like Bob?
No, it starts with a G.
G. Is it Gwyneth?
No, it's not.
Oh, sorry.
I wanted to show my fans your studio and how you work because it's special to me.
Thank you, Austin. This is the Dallas version, which is headquarters. This is the epicenter of the Extra Mile. This program originated in Los Angeles many, many years ago, about 32 years ago, as an audition mastery course. From here in Dallas, born and raised, I left when I was 18 and moved back to Dallas 6 years ago and decided that I wanted to bring this program to Dallas. It is a scene study class, but really the way I have them describe it is I go to this thing that's also an acting class, which begs the question, well then what is it? And the truth is, it's a wellness center that focuses on expanding your consciousness to create the outcomes you want. So this is really a workshop about the mind and causation, and then secondarily, it's an acting workshop. For those of you who are newer that don't fully know this yet, this is a program, this is really a course in metaphysics. Thought equals outcome, words are powerful. So we want to be more proactive in determining what we are intending to create in our lives with the choices we make and the words we use. Far more important than acting training. And then acting training is also important, but the reality is if you haven't helped someone adjust their consciousness, you really haven't helped them very much at all. Because even if you learn to become a better actor, if you're doing that better acting thing with the same consciousness that expects defeat, it doesn't matter how good you become as an actor, you'll still create what you expect. So we want to create a new expectation, fourth room consciousness. Can someone share with our newcomers what room 4 is? In fact, what all 4 rooms are, real quickly, for a quick review. What's room 1? The room of? Project it a little bit.
Impossibility.
Impossibility, that's right. Their theme word is?
No.
No is correct. That's their theme word. Right, it's the lowest vibration word there is because we can't do anything with no. And moving up from impossibility, we move to?
Probability.
Possibility.
Possibility.
That's room 2, possibility. Their theme word? Maybe. That's correct. Maybe is their theme word. It's a room of neutrality. Maybe yes, maybe no, I don't know, maybe. And the next room up in consciousness as we stair step our way to evolution?
Probability.
Probability. Their theme word? Likely. They dwell on what's likely to occur, right? That's not neutrality. That's a leaning forwardness. You can see that, right? The Yankees, and I'm not even a Yankees fan, but they've been playing with that as their template for years. They believe that it is likely at the end of every game that they will be the winner of that ball game. They know better than to think they'll win every game, but each game on an individual basis, right? In the micro, on a night-to-night basis, they expect to win that game. Now we move into room 4, inevitability. And here's where we shift from the micro consciousness to the macro, because room 4 doesn't just think it. Room 4 expects it. It's a whole different thing. So room 4 is really the difference between a daily game versus the overall season. That's the macro, the overall season. And what they know is with this commitment to winning, they know beyond a shadow of a doubt that at the end of the year, there will be far more W's than L's, right? Far more wins than losses, far more. If you go in with winner expectation, that's winner consciousness, and the follow through to deliver that outcome, you have to know those things. And these are all important to really any successful approach. It's not in any way, shape, or form reserved for actors. It just happens to work really well with us as well. But this same technology, I don't care what you go to do with it, it will work for you. And you'll understand that the most spendable currency in the world is what? Don't be quiet about it. What is it? Relationship capital, the most spendable currency in the world. Way more so than money. Let me repeat that. Way more so than money. Money's powerful. It's not nearly as powerful as relationship capital. If someone adores your energy, they want you to be around. And that's how you want to be wanted. You want people to want you. You are their first thought. Why? Because they're assembling something that's going to work. It's good energy. So you show me a tie, the tie is always going to go to the one who runs the better energy in the event of a tie. If it didn't go to them, it wasn't a tie. You know how many people, seriously, that simple act of just that, or this, to walk out of the room, that is all they would need to feel like they had won the lottery. And anyone who is confined to a wheelchair, this would be extraordinary. It would be impossible to have a bad day if you gave them that back. Right? Mood. I'm in a bad mood. Who cares about my mood? I can walk. Right? So gratitude is everything. And this is another thing that we teach in the Extra Mile, is that level of gratitude, when we're running thoughts along those lines, getting or not getting a job is no big deal. The ultimate place from which to connect, that place from where it is no big deal. It doesn't matter whether you hire me. I was whole and complete when I walked in this room at Warner Brothers or at Sony or at Columbia Pictures. You know, and we've got Nikki here who's got a running role in a series from Dallas, Texas, right? She didn't move here from LA. She's from here and booked here and has a running role in a series that films here, Queen of the South. It's incredible, right? But she's experiencing that not just because she's good. She's experiencing it because she's equal to it in consciousness. That's how she saw this unfolding, and that's why she's experiencing it. This is what metaphysics teaches. Nikki, on many levels, expected it to be this way. She didn't know how it would happen, as in what shape or form exactly it would take. But things go well for me. Can you say that? Can you actually just say out loud with me, things go well for me? And let me add it. Can you mean that when you say it and not just have it be empty words? If you can actually look in the mirror, and who even needs the mirror? You don't need the mirror, right? But just to announce, things go well for me. That's what tends to happen. And let's take it to the next level, which is circumstances are better off with me in them. And that's not ego. That is recognizing that you are a contributing presence to all circumstances. Things are better off when I'm there. If you can't think that, you've got work to do. That's a fact. You've got work to do if you don't feel that things are better off with you being there. They damn well better be. Because if you don't believe that, how do you expect them to believe that and therefore want you to be a part of it? They're not going to want you to be a part of it if you haven't even hired yourself mentally. You haven't decided, I'd be a cool person to add to this team. That would be, you need to be running that energy if you expect to be their choice. And then a few key pieces that they find meaningful will wind up in this. That's the way it works. Austin. And how many of you remember Austin St. John, who visited us last, it's been how long? Gosh. About a year?
About a year now.
Okay. Welcome back, Austin.
Thank you. To kind of stay in the same vein that you were talking about, positivity, ownership, honesty, belief, however it is you vest yourself in your moment, your persona, your being. I retired out of the Middle East after 23 years out of acting, film, TV, any aspect of anything entertaining for that matter. I was in fire and emergency medicine, and then I went to war for 4 years. I came back off the cuff, unplanned, until the last minute. A buddy of mine called me up and inspired me to come back into the entertainment industry. All I heard initially was, there is no way, after being gone for that long, after doing a children's show, you are ever going to exist again in this industry. Thanks for your opinion.
Yes.
Get with me or get the hell out of my way. Since then, I came back and
tell them what the original show was that you're known for.
So for those of you, and I see some within the age, some that have at least heard of it, you familiar with a show called Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so I played Jason the Red Ranger.
Oh, that's how I know you. I know it.
My son had your doll.
Nice.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
My son still has your doll.
You're my favorite.
Is it still in one piece?
It's still in one piece.
How many people can say that? My son has your doll.
Yeah. He's currently 4. So
I've heard it all.
It's his first time watching it.
Well, that is awesome, because every time I hear that, that warms my heart even still. And that's after being in some of the most dire situations in the world in 911 or in the Middle East. And to hear all these people who are the naysayers, there are enough people in the world that will tell you no. Don't be one of them. Don't be your own no person. Why would you do that to yourself? If you have that truth, that inner belief, roll with it. Move. So I met Glenn a little while into this at conventions, our same booking agent, Zachary McGinnis, and we got to chatting, and I said, you know, this is what I'm after, these are the directions I'm going. I want to produce my own films. To hell with having an agent. I'm going to create my own product. I want to wait on the world, and I'm going to get with other like-minded people who are creative. And through these relationships, which he's already talked about, that energy, it just multiplies. 3 years back now, I have 3 films coming out next year. I have an Amazon Prime series I shot in October. I'm executive producing a video game now that Sony is looking at. I have Microsoft or Xbox, all making offers. And I'm not producing, I don't own, but I am executive producing and I'm a part of it. And I sit on the board for 3 501c3 charities, from autism to all sorts of other things that help me project positive energy to healthier choices for a hungry child, Black Salt Corruption, the video game, Heartland Image Foundation, all giving feedback and return in a positive light to other communities, even though I'm not answering the door at 2 a.m. for a fire anymore. And despite the naysayers, I stayed focused on my belief, surrounded myself with like-minded people, that energy multiplied, and slowly but surely, I mean, I'm not playing Iron Man, but who the hell knows what I might be doing next year. What I can tell you is that's my direction. Whether it's in a straight line or with some dips, irrelevant. That's my direction. In his vein, you know, what the man says, 200 film credits to his name, he knows what he's talking about. I only have maybe 100 episodes and a few films, but I'm buying it, and right on, brother.
Okay, anyone else? Otherwise, we are diving into deep end. So what we're doing here is a collection of scenes throughout the night, scenes from either a film, a television show, or a play. Head up, Ben, here we go, and camera set, action.
Forget the entire fucking thing, because it must be fucking crazy, because I'm so much crazier than you are. Okay, yeah, no, I'm just the crazy slut with a dead husband.
You're lying again. I'm not. I've never been more honest in my life. And if you let me go, I will show you how to get there. What was his name?
Jacob.
I can take you to Jacob. Don't you want to see him again?
Nice try.
You're kidding! No, I'm not! And this ES RAM buffer should totally bridge the 100 gigabyte bandwidth per second gap between the 2 RAM types.
This is a nightmare. How will you ever make a decision?
You see, I don't know. What should I do?
Please pass the butter.
And scene.
Wow. So much to absorb.
To enjoy that?
I'm standing there as watching it in the beginning, and I felt like I was running a race. All this energy transfer from one side of the circle to the other side, different ways to emote and project. The music is going, and the energy is like a superpower.
Yeah.
And after that, everybody settled into place, and I saw guys who were brand new. I saw guys who were very experienced come in and accomplish something incredible. I loved it.
You know, I've been so blessed in my life to do exactly the things that I want for many, many years. And we pay dues. We do. Nobody escapes that. If you do escape that, the problem is you won't have the infrastructure emotionally to sustain it. That's the downside of handing someone a spoon-fed life. Lives that are worth having, they're worth building. So get out there and build piece by piece. Assemble your life and watch it grow like a high-rise. They don't erect these high-rises overnight. It's not microwavable. You actually start by going downward, and the higher up you intend to build, or the deeper down you're going to have to dig. Our foundation is key. These are all actors, as you said, who are at all different ages and different experience levels. We even have some people in our classroom who don't really need the training. They're here as a weekly workout. Nikki, for example, is a running role on Queen of the South.
She doesn't need my acting training, and she's been with me for 3 years since we opened the doors. We have some people that are so brand new that this was their first time in front of a camera. And I was so pleased to see them not freak out today.
They did great.
Yeah, we teach REACH, which is the reaching out of the entirety of your life to have your dreams come true.
And I'm amazed, and I think I have far more to learn. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, buddy.
Anytime.
Thanks, guys.
Find it and prepare to engage.
Cyclops 21,000 feet. Eyeball target. Ignition chamber. We found it.
Come on, come on, come on!
Good to see you.
Let's go!
Lennox, trust me, that's our ride right there. Our Autobot ship. Autobot ship's gonna drop the Ospreys. They'll virtually glide to the LZ. It's gonna be high risk.
They want to do what at 20,000 feet?
There's this girl, woman actually, teacher.
Oxford.
She plays a little polo.
Well, that's fantastic.
Cool.